A day after former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua alleged that the secret unit abducting government critics operates from the 21st floor of an unnamed building in the city centre, NTV has conducted its investigation in an attempt to unveil the said command centre of those abducting critics and young Kenyans. Now, NTV has found out that of the 26 buildings with at least 21 floors in the Nairobi CBD, 5 buildings either belong to the government or house government offices mainly. David Mudhoka narrows down on the building from which the alleged rogue government officers are raining horror on young Kenyans who express political dissidence on social media.
In the last 1 week, the country has been rocked by a wave of abductions of young Kenyans who have been criticizing the government online by a unit operating in the shadows. Among those abducted and yet to be found include social media influencer Peter Muteti, university student Bernard Kavuli, cartoonist Gideon Kibet-Bull, and Billy Mwangi.
We call upon all Kenyans to come in their large numbers Monday next week.
These shocking incidents have elicited sharp reactions from most parts of the country, including Mathira, the backyard of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
Killing our children will not quell the anger of the Kenyan people.
Condemning the abductions, Gachagua on Friday spilled the beans on who has been allegedly abducting government critics.
There is a unit of police officers that are not under the command of the Inspector General of Police that are carrying out these abductions and killings.
Gachagua, however, went short of revealing the full identity of the suspected leader of the covert abductions unit, as well as the unit's suspected base of operations.
There is a building in Nairobi, the 21st floor, in the city center, where this unit is operating from, led by a certain Mr. Abel. Will be giving a second name the next 1 week or so. It's a unit of officers drawn from across security agencies that are not under the command of the Inspector General of Police. Abel is a cousin to a very senior government official in this administration.
Following the claims, NTV has gone a step further to try and find out the exact building Gachagua was referring to. In its investigation, NTV has discovered that there are at least 26 buildings with at least 21 floors in the Nairobi CBD, and 5 of them are either government buildings or buildings that mainly house government offices. These 5 include the Times Tower, which has 26 floors, mainly occupied by the Kenya Revenue Authority, the Kenyatta International Convention Center KICC, which has 32 floors, partly occupied by lawmakers, the New Bunge Tower, which has 26 floors that are mainly occupied by members of parliament, the Teleposta Tower, which has 27 floors, and the offices of the Ministry of ICT, as well as Nyayo House, which has 27 floors, part of which are occupied by the Department of Immigration. The department is led by Immigration Principal Secretary Julius Bitok. Of the 5 buildings that NTV has narrowed down to, one has detention facilities that were used by the regime of the late President Daniel Arap Moi to detain and torture critics and opponents of KANU. The facilities were located at the basement of Nyayo House and were infamously referred to as the Nyayo torture chambers. Among government critics who spent months in agony and darkness in the dreaded chambers of pain is former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. Odinga, who is now eyeing the African Union Commission chairperson seat that falls vacant in February with government support, on Friday, while with President William Ruto at his Nyanza backyard, asked the head of state to end the abductions.
Hatutaki kuona dhambi ikiruka inaenda mwaka mpya. Bado vijana wetu wote wawe salama. Nimemwambia rafiki yangu huyu Ruto, ile mambo ya vijana kushika hovyo hovyo, kupigwa pingo na kuweka mahali na kuteswa ikome kabisa.
Sisi kama serikali tutafanya sehemu yetu, na yale yamesemekana mambo ya abduction tutakomesha, ndio vijana wa Kenya waweze kuishi kwa amani, na vile vile wawe na nidhamu na wawe wangwana, tuweze kujenga Kenya tukiwa pamoja.
As at now, there is, however, no clear evidence that points to Nyayo House or to the other 4 government buildings, or even any building with at least 21 floors in the city center being the abductors' command center. Further, there is no enough evidence to substantiate Gachagua's claims. However, the former number 2 has promised to let the cat out of the bag in the coming days and reveal the building that is allegedly being used by the abductors, the full name of the unit's alleged leader, as well as his cousin, who allegedly holds a senior role in President Ruto's government.
And if this unit is not dismantled, we'll be giving the name of the building and the full names of that officer and his cousin in this administration. And these people are not answerable to the Inspector General of Police. Your guess is as good as mine as to who is the commander of that unit.
David Muthoka, NTV, Nairobi.